Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of From the Fourth Line. I am one of your co hosts, Emma, and I'm joined, as always, by my lovely co host, Marcie.
Hello.
It's been a hot second since we last have talked about NHL hockey. I was about to say hockey, then I remembered Saturday we recorded our World Juniors primer.
Yeah.
But that's still.
I've not seen you since before Christmas.
I know, that's the thing. I had a lovely Christmas. It was very green here though. We've been getting a lot of rain here in Southern Ontario, which is unfortunate because I also ski and it's been a wet couple of days. So yeah, but
we got a storm for Christmas. So that's been lovely. I was having my dinner earlier and it literally it sounded like a plane was flying right above my house.
Wow.
But no, it was thunder and it's been windy and rainy.
Yeah.
So nothing new, but
yeah, so it has been a hot break. Like the NHL, we also took a break for the holidays and didn't record an episode on Christmas Day, but we did actually release a World Juniors primer that is still have somewhat accurate information. It's still, I mean, we did, I did say in it that I thought, oh yeah, I was like, oh, who did I say was going to be captain? I was like, oh, Bonk is going to be captain. Right? Is that who I said?
Oh yeah, because we didn't know.
We didn't know who was captain when we recorded that, and then the next day they announced the captain, and it's Fraserman was named captain. Yeah,
he's so perfect for it.
Oh yeah, they had a day off today, Team Canada, and we're having some fun playing football on the ice. It was very, very cute, all the videos and everything. But yeah, we're not going to spend too much time talking about World Juniors because if you're like me and live in Canada, it is anywhere you look on TSN is just constant World Juniors talk. And because of said aforementioned rain that I've been experiencing, I did actually get to watch Team Canada 10 dominant. I didn't know what adjective I was going to use. Dominant 10-0 win over Latvia yesterday. That was really fun. Now I have Ordinary Day by the Great Big Sea stuck in my head, though, unfortunately.
Yeah. I do feel bad for all the Latvian players, like, having to just sit there. And it's like, they're going to, like, in the middle of the night, just, like, wake up and pull upright.
And they're just going to hear it.
Like, they're just going to hear it and they're just going to cry.
Yeah, I mean, the U.S. had a pretty dominant win over Switzerland today as well, but that one was 11-3, I think, was the last time I saw the score. It was on when I was in for lunch from work today. So,
but I was sat watching it, and every so often my mum would like come in my room, or she'd like send me a text. She'd be like, "How's the hockey?" Because I think I sent her like little updates, and I was like, "Oh, they've pulled the goalie. The swap goalie isn't like 15 minutes in," and she was like, "Oh no," and I was like, "It gets worse." So she was like, "What's the score?" And I'm like, "It's like 9-1 or something," and she's like, "Oh, the poor things." And then she's like, "Can they not get a pity goal?" And I think I'd rather lose like 11-3 than have a pity goal. And that was funny.
Yeah, but so also well, I guess we should just talk about the Leafs. I mean, we've been delaying the inevitable by talking about World Juniors, but I think it's time we talk about the Leafs. They've played 2 games since our last episode. They played before Christmas on the 23rd against Columbus, and then they played last night against Ottawa. Let's talk about Columbus first, because that game makes me happy.
Yeah.
So, also for people who are wondering, I am running with no notes today. Usually I have my notebook and I have about 3-4 on average pages of notes per episode. I just have been really busy between work and social events that I have not had time to write my notes. So we're running with no notes today, and so we'll see how that goes. So it's not like I have nothing. I have tweets.
Yeah. What much you want?
Exactly. So Columbus. That was a game. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to remember what actually happened.
I know, that's the thing. It was so long ago. It was like 5 days ago, but it was, 2 games ago for the Leafs. Austin Matthews scored.
Yeah.
Austin Matthews scored. Yeah, he's been on a crazy heater of a run, for sure, which is really good. Yeah, he has a point in each of his last games against the Blue Jackets, 9 goals and 7 assists. But yeah, this game, I mean, the Leafs look pretty good, you know.
Yeah, it was
like
they were good.
They won against a team that's bad, which at this point
is a miracle.
Considering how the Leafs game against Ottawa went last night. But Jones was in net, which, at this point he's become the Leafs starter, which, if that's interesting.
It really shows how much
we need Joseph Woll back.
Not even how much we need Joseph Woll, how much the Leafs didn't appreciate Joseph Woll.
They didn't buy him enough Lego sets. That's what it is.
So I was thinking, you know what? I hope the entire team showed up at his door on Christmas Day with a little Lego set each. And they were like, we are sorry for everything we've done.
Yeah. I mean, if you really want to think just about how magical having Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner play for your team is, Austin Matthews during the game against Columbus, Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner, as of that game, tied for the most times scoring multiple points in the same game in Leafs franchise history with 73 games. So yeah, this team.
What are they doing to us?
Oh yeah, there's just but also as well, we'll talk just briefly about a scary moment that happened near the end of the first period, where Columbus's Blue Jackets player Sean Rielly was hit from he was hit by Matthews and McCabe, went down on one knee, but then as he started to stand up, he got a shot to the stomach by McCabe and then fell down and had to, and then was really slow to get back to the bench. I think even the ref had to give him a little bit of a push there. And then 30 seconds later, Blue Jackets medical staff were waving over a doctor to come across it. So they stopped play. There was only about 18 seconds left in the first. So they just ended the period early and essentially added that time onto the second period. So this is information that's from the 24th, this is December 24th, but per a Columbus Blue Jackets spokesman, Sean Rielly was evaluated at Grant Medical Center but not admitted. He was sent home Saturday evening after a battery of tests proved negative. Unclear on how much time, if any, he'll miss. Don't expect an update from the club until after the 3-day holiday break. And I don't think we've heard anything as of yet from the Blue Jackets on that aspect. Besides,
I've not seen anything.
I haven't seen anything either. They did play yesterday against the New Jersey Devils, in which Sean Rielly was not a part of the lineup. So
hopefully it's not anything too
No, you don't. You hope it's not too much. You hope it's just,
Like, I feel like if it was like bad, then they would.
Yeah, they would admit him or something like that. So it may just he needs some time off, which honestly is like very, very valid as well. Also announced during the game, because it was a Saturday, was it? 23rd was. Yes, it was a Saturday. And it was hockey night in Canada, so Elliot Freeman was on the broadcast stating that the Leafs had reportedly dipped their toes into the goaltending market. Which
yeah.
It's
a choice.
It's not unexpected necessarily when you think about it, just because of how Ilya Samsonov has played as of recent. It's just one of those things where, you're like, okay, everyone's dipping their toes into the goaltending market right now. It feels like. So
like everyone's a bit fucked at the moment. Everyone's looking for a goalie.
So we'll see how that ends up working out for the Leafs, and if they do make a change, or if, something with Joseph Woll, we'll see. They're not like, if he comes back sooner than later, who knows? There's no timeline as of yet. There was a timeline that actually scared me, where it was like he could be out for like a month to 2 more months.
Yeah, that
I was like, that is not good.
No, I was just sat watching it, and I was just like on my phone, like scrolling away, and then it was like, oh yeah, we might not expect to see him back for like another 1 to 2 months, and I was like, okay, but what if I die? What if I died? What if that was it? What if that was my final straw? 2 months?
Yeah. It's
like, what am I supposed to do for the next?
No. Yeah, exactly. Like,
however many weeks.
Especially because there goes our hopes and dreams of 2024 All-Star Joseph Woll. Because
I'm gonna cry.
Goaltending in the Atlantic is pretty thin right now. So
I feel like we probably jinxed it because we did talk about it.
We did talk about it. I mean, closer to the All-Star game, and before they announce like the rosters and stuff, we will probably do not a full episode, but at least part of an episode talking about like who we would send to the All-Star game, because it's like 32 players, so it's like one from every team, and then there's 8 additional like fan votes. So we will.
I think we should just send him anyway, and if he can't,
we'll go through and we'll name our one player from every team, and then on top of that our 8 additional votes. But we'll do that in a couple of weeks. Not right now. But yeah, also as well, also new. This is outdated news, because the Leafs have now played a game since this news has come out, and he was in the lineup, but Järnkrok missed practice on the 22nd due to illness. Ended up playing in 2 games, but it's like the fact that this team is still working through is like what could be the same illness is a little. How long? We can't keep saying this team is sick, because they're not anymore.
Yeah, how much longer can we keep saying? How much longer can we get away with blaming the Leafs being sick for how they play? And it's like, still apparently.
Yeah, apparently still. Another stat I just want to like go over, because I think it's long time that he gets recognition from at like a league level. Morgan Rielly is I want to try. Sorry, I'm trying to find the right stats. In terms of, don't show me. I don't want his average time on ice per game, but he is still held to without, and he is still without a single penalty minute this season so far. I think it's time to start opening the discussion about Morgan Rielly for Lady Byng.
I agree.
Because it's so much, like, people are also saying, well, look, like, Austin Matthews also doesn't have any penalty minutes this season so far as well. I'm like, yes, also, but Morgan Rielly is playing with more ice time.
Mm.
And also he's a defenseman. Like, it's...
Yeah. And as well, Austin Matthews is not Morgan Rielly.
Exactly. Yeah, like, Austin Matthews will get his heart, he'll get his rocket, he'll get his... What other scoring awards are there as well? I feel like I'm missing one. I don't know. All of them, right? Give Morgan Rielly the Lady Byng.
Yeah. Let Morgan Rielly have his moment. He is... Do you not realize how much he's been through?
Exactly. He... At one point this season, our decor was Morgan Rielly, some AHLers, and a dream.
Yeah. Like, he has been through, like, at least 3 wars this season alone with the Leafs.
And that's not even including the fact that he's the longest serving Leaf currently on the team. Been with the team since 2013. He's the only guy left from that 2013 Toronto Maple Leafs team. He's the only one who's gone through all of the Game 7 losses. That has haunted this team.
Yeah. I think we should make the Morgan Rielly award.
Morgan Rielly award.
And it's
for
just
the player who's
the player that suffered. The player that suffered the most at the hands of their own team.
Okay, but also think about it this way. Think about how much Miss Tessa Virtue would serve at the NHL award red carpet.
Oh my god. I need to see that. Let's also make a Tessa Virtue award just for, like, the cunniest wag. Like, just...
Yeah.
Like, I feel like...
Hey, Gary Bettman,
you want to
put
grow
us
the game.
in charge of your awards.
You want to grow the game. If you give me and Emma a bottle of gin
and an hour.
Notepad, a bottle of gin, an hour, and a notepad, we will revamp the awards.
Oh, it'll be fantastic. It'll be no more, like, random country performance. First of all, it will not be 3 hours long. I'm going to get those guys in and out of there in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
There will be speech cutoff music. Apologies to all of the players who planned speeches longer than 3 minutes. You will be cut off. I will start playing the music. We will not... We will not be having, like, random bits with, like, country stars and stuff. Okay, that was because they were in Nashville, but, like, still, like, it won't be... It'll be very much, going through hour and a half.
And then,
an hour with no commercial breaks. I think I can get it down to an hour 15 with no commercial breaks.
And if they want music at the end, we will put together, like, a little...
We'll have Noah Khan do a concert.
One Direction reunion at the end. I'm thinking of growing the game here. How do we get One Direction fans to watch hockey?
Well, don't they? They already watch hockey. One Direction breaking up is the reason there are so, like, it was a reason why Hockey Tumblr is so big.
True. Oh god,
So,
Hockey Tumblr.
What a place. What a place.
Yeah.
That place, like, 2015 to 2017, that place was thriving. And I was eating it up.
I'm still laughing about the fact that I found one of my tweets on there. Like,
that's how you know you made it.
Joseph Woll, and I was like, and it was like, I can't remember what tweet it was.
Oh, I'm sure I could probably find it underneath the Joseph Woll tag. It's not like that gets updated very often now that he's not playing.
No, I mean, it didn't get updated very often before. Sorry, Joseph, I love you, but it was miserable. Oh, someone has just realised that Jeremy Swayman is the same age as Joseph Woll. How is that possible? Woll is an actual baby and Sway is a grown man. Mind blown.
Okay, but also at the same time, like, they're also the same age as Austin Matthews.
Yeah, that's just not right to me. It was my tweet that was like, the Leafs are so real, because I would also completely break down and forget how to function if I had to live without Joseph Woll.
Yeah, they didn't like your tweet though.
And that's rude. If you're gonna steal my tweet, at least fucking like it. Don't just like scroll through your timeline and just be like, that's a funny tweet. I'm gonna borrow it.
Anyway, this is what happens when I don't have notes. The show loses all
yeah, I get put in charge.
Marcie gets put in the show structure. I feel like I don't like anything else that we wanted to talk about regarding the game against Columbus.
No. Did we mention it was William Nylander's second 10+ game point streak of the season?
Oh yes. No, we haven't mentioned that, but that was mentioned on the broadcast. He is now working on he's like at 12. This is how ridiculous William Nylander is. Has a record-setting 17-game point streak to open the season. Is pointless for all of 3 games and is now on another 12-game point streak.
Like, at what point do they kind of realize, fuck, we should have just given him what he wanted in the summer?
We should have signed him for $8.8 million because I know that's going to piss everyone off. $8.8 million in the summer. Because you just know all like the hockey uncles hate when the jersey numbers get worked into the contracts.
Fucking hate it.
Wait, because here's what I forgot. He had a shorthanded goal against Columbus.
He did.
I forgot that goal. So sexy.
It was.
He had a 3-point night. He had 2 assists and a goal. One of them, the goal was shorthanded. Austin Matthews is also unreal as well.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to make sure that my stats are the things that I'm looking at for a sec, because I'm doing the math in my head. I was like, he already has that many points. Jesus Christ. He already has 46 points.
Oh my god. Where? What the fuck?
That is 41 points short of his career high.
Oh my god.
Which was last season with 87.
I can't wait to, at some point in the future, be watching someone receive the Austin Matthews Award.
Or like William Nylander, you are actually insane. 16 goals, 30 assists for 46 points on the season.
It's like, where is this coming from?
He only had 47 assists last year. Holy crap.
Jesus.
Anyways, William Nylander, you are not real.
No.
You are not real. But also because I was looking, I was because I was looking at the game center from the Columbus game. But yeah, not the last time we'll be talking about Columbus. They play the Leafs tomorrow to finish out the season series, because of course the NHL does not know how to schedule games at all. Samsonov is due to start in net. Mark Giordano, though, is going to make his return to the lineup against Columbus. He's back. That's really exciting. We knew he was going to be returning soon, going into Christmas. It was said that he was going to be day-to-day after the Christmas break, and well, he was a day. So you're not wrong. I guess also as well, we should talk about the game against Ottawa as well.
I mean, we should.
I don't want to.
Do we have to?
We kind of do. Look, the first period was really exciting. That's about all the game I watched, because I was at a social event, and even though I did manage to get the game put on the TV, because that is my life's greatest talent, That's my like, you know, when you like have to put like special skills on a resume.
Yeah.
Getting the Leafs game on at any social event. That's my special skill. So Leafs fans, hire me for all of your party needs if you need to get the Leafs game on. I'm available.
I'm gonna get it out there.
Yeah, gonna get that out there. We're not making money off the podcast yet, so.
Yeah, one day we'll make enough money off the podcast to buy Joseph Woll a Lego set to then get him on.
To then get him on the podcast. Speaking of Joseph Woll, though, okay, this quote by Sheldon Keefe. This
what the fuck?
So Sheldon Keefe on the yesterday in the media availability before the game was asked on Ryan Reeves and Joseph Woll. On Ryan Reeves, Keefe said that he is not close as of yet, which again, we also don't know what he hurt.
No.
Still. We know it's lower body. We know it's probably leg. We don't know what it is though, because they haven't said anything. The last we saw of Ryan Reeves was him falling down the stairs, heading down the tunnel.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but every time I think about it, it's like really funny.
Again, that's so bad. We haven't seen him. We haven't heard about him. Apparently, Keefe also hasn't heard much. On Joseph Woll, though, he said, I haven't had a Woll update in a while. He hasn't been on skates or anything like that. As we expect with an injury, it's going to be a while. What do you mean you haven't had a Woll update? Like, he's your player, Sheldon.
Yeah,
Text it's like the man.
Yeah, it's like you can make regular contact with him. We can say we haven't had a Woll update in a while over the off season when we get 3 fucking crumbs. we can say that.
When we say we haven't had a Joseph Woll that's us saying, oh, we haven't had a Joseph Woll update in a while. When all we get from him over the off season is one podcast interview, him opening hockey cards in St. Louis, and him doing a Bauer Day with who was the Hughes brothers were there. Berniers was there. Who else was Trevor Zegras there? Is he a Bauer guy? He is a Bauer guy.
Yeah, because he had his dogs out.
Yeah.
The Griffers. They made an appearance.
I mean, yeah.
Like, it traumatized me that bad that I can still remember.
Like, the fact that it almost sounds that, like, we've seen more, like, we've Keefe has in the past since he's been hurt from him directly is him posting about his trip to Europe on Instagram.
By the way, speaking of his Instagram, I desperately need a little photo dump, another one. Like,
I need another one. Oh yeah, it's very obvious he brought it like a full camera with
the caption just like life recently and like a little fucking leaf emoji or something.
Life recently, and it's just like a photo slide of like 10. It's like 10 pictures of just Lego sets.
Yeah. Oh god, I need that so bad. I just need something. Although,
no, we have seen him we saw him yesterday.
Because this is what happened. This is why I should be allowed to tweet about missing him more. Because I think it was like the night before. I don't want to. I was going through it, okay, as I do every single night. I watch my Everywhere, everything edit, and cry because I miss him so much, and then I tweet about it, and then it worked because he did come back to us.
He was there. Did get posted to like the Ford Fanatics Twitter account, talking to some fans and stuff. And as excited as I am to see Joseph Woll, it also made me very excited about the fact that he was seen without a boot as well. Like, he didn't, because he has this, for those who don't, he has the same injury as what Timothy Liljegren just returned from, which is what kind of gives us a timeline for him.
Yeah.
But and as we saw, because Liljegren was in Sweden, sorry, I'm just trying to, no, there we go. As we saw when Liljegren was in Sweden, he did have a boot, right? And he wore the boot to the the premiere for the premiere, not premiere, the premiere for the Boris Salming show, which I watched the first 2 episodes and immediately burst into tears at the end of the second one.
I watched the first 2. I was gonna keep meaning to watch the third one, but I never got around to it.
Is the third one out already? Maybe it came out recently. I don't know. I watched them and then immediately burst into. It's a fantastic show. I'm enjoying it actually so much. It's one of those things where it's like I'm gonna finish and then going to like immediately try and look for other stuff that are similar, like other shows that are similar to it, because I love it. But yeah, so Joseph Woll was at the game yesterday, and he was seen without a boot, which is a good sign because that sort of because Timothy Liljegren, like once the boot was gone, it kind of was like starting to talk about him coming back.
Yeah.
So hopefully, again, they are it's 2 different positions, and the need of their positions are different. So we don't know, but him being out of the boot is a good sign, I will say. So
and as well, he wasn't in a boot, but he did have a really nice pair of boots on.
Oh, he did. I'm just looking at that picture.
And I was like zooming and I was like, they're such nice boots.
They are really nice boots. And he was
he needs to, like, every single time he's like picking out his like outfit and he looks at those horrific monstrosity.
Those blue suede shoes.
Oh, I still have nightmares about them. Every time he looks at them,
I'm 90% sure are custom.
Oh, no, that upsets me even more.
I'm like every time he's looking, those shoes are custom.
I'm choosing to believe that he wouldn't do that to us.
I just remember how often he would wear them last year that I'm surprised we haven't seen them yet this year.
I hope he's burned them. Honestly, I hope he took them on his hiking trip and left them there.
Left them in the Alps.
The mountain somewhere.
Yeah, but so again, Joseph Woll. We just love when we get to see Joseph Woll because we met. But that's about the only good thing from that game. Oh, also another good thing. Matthew Nice did end up scoring. I thought it was Austin at first. I think everyone thought it was Austin. But then upon review, it was shown that Nice got the tip in to get the goal. So that's pretty good. Way to go. And then like 20 seconds later, Leafs scored again with Tyler Bertuzzi. So good job. Good job, Tyler. That was.
So we quite literally did have 30 seconds of really good hockey, and then
that's the thing. Like the game started out actually pretty good for the Leafs. They were up 2-0 after the first, and then it just fell apart.
Shit hit the fan.
Parker Kelly with the shorthanded goal. Yay. And then Drake Batherson to tie it up, and then Drake Batherson again for the winner, and then Tkachuk with the empty net. Like, it's just the Leafs, like, fell apart.
Maybe they didn't know that Joseph Woll was going to be there, and then they found out after the first, and they were like, oh my god, we've got to play really well. And then they just panicked. Because they're like, we can't let him down. And then they let him down twice as hard as they usually would.
Yeah, like the Leafs, I don't know what it was. That second period was just really, really bad for them, is what I've heard, because I didn't actually watch it, but I did, and it's like, and I'm not even going to, like, I haven't seen Ottawa's goals actually, like, which is really bad. I haven't even seen video of it, but I have a feeling that it's like it's not even really entirely on Martin Jones, because you also like you're working with your third string goalie. Like, yeah, you want him to make saves and stuff, but he made 27 saves on 27 plus 4, 31 shots. It's not awful.
You know, it wasn't on Martin Jones at all. It was like it was just miserable. Like, the entire defense. It was literally just Morgan Rielly in a dream and like a little bit of duct tape. Yeah. And not even that worked. Like, the duct tape just blew away. It fell apart.
It's like not good.
When are we gonna get a game where they're just like at least a little bit consistent in like literally anything?
Yeah, I will say though about we need consistency. Like, this is actually probably the same conversation that we were having about this team back at the start of back at the start of the season, where this team needs to string together 60 full minutes, right? Like, they can't play 20-40 minutes of a game really well and then expect to still win the game. And that's where we saw, a lot of those really high scoring games where it was like 6-5 the Leafs were winning, right? And you have Austin Matthews scoring a hat trick. Like, we have I feel like this is a conversation we have with the Leafs every year. Is that they can't string together 60 full minutes. But I will also say of note as well, Robertson got like some more ice time, played 12 minutes, which is good for him. That's more than he's played since December 16th versus Pittsburgh. So, which, if I remember correctly, that's the game that Ryan Reeves... Is that the game Ryan Reeves got hurt, or was it against New York?
Oh, I'm trying to remember.
Oh my god. See, this...
I can't remember.
Hold on.
I think this last night actually just like broke me completely.
Yeah, I've also just had a long day. Hold on. I'll try and find it and
I will say, for as bad as the actual game was, like half the notes I made, just Matthew Knies like fucking incredible.
Actually, no, it was worse. It was the last game against Columbus, the 14th. So I was gonna say, because I was looking at Nicholas Robertson, his like time on ice for the last like 5 games, and he had 12 minutes against Pittsburgh, which is also what he got last night against Ottawa. So I'm just saying, like, they were playing. There was a while where Sheldon Keefe was playing him in some pretty protected minutes, and not like he was, somewhere in around that like 10-minute time on ice. But I think for sure, like, he needs to get more time out there, and hopefully maybe now, like, that's what's going to happen. But
hopefully, because like the thing is, I feel like when he actually like gets a chance to properly get out there and get stuck in, he's really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, especially that third line and the way it goes. Are you also looking at what Cal sent us? Oh, it's a house. It's something related to House, which is a great show.
Oh no, I saw that earlier. I fucking like lost it.
Okay. I was like, what is Cal sending us? It's always so scary. But yeah, as well, I think just the Leafs just need to get it together. But yeah, looking ahead for the Leafs, however, though, they play back-to-back.
Yay! My favorite.
Yeah, the Leafs are playing a back-to-back. They play tomorrow against Columbus, like we said. Samsonov to get the start. Giordano back in the lineup for the first time since he broke his finger. And then they play Carolina on the road on the 30th. Actually, no, wait, hold on. Am I reading? No, it's Carolina at home. I'm sorry. I misread this. So you know what that means? It's the return of Michael Bunting.
Yeah!
It's the return of Michael Bunting.
And that also means
Michael Bunting 12 penalty minute night incoming.
It's gonna be good. But like because it's his first game back
in Toronto. He's a Toronto, like, it's the thing, it's former Leaf, first game back in Toronto. Toronto kid, grew up a fan of the Leafs, probably going to have a lot of family there at that game. And it's also Saturday night, hockey night in Canada.
We are gonna lose so bad.
For the second game of back to back.
It's gonna be a 10-0.
We're gonna Toronto Maple Leafs, you are about to become the Latvia World Juniors team. But yeah, so that'll actually be a really fun game. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna probably have a bunch of friends over to watch the game, because Simon's coming up. So
Simon!
Yeah, I'll have a bunch of friends over to watch the game and we'll have fun. So I think that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, so because the Leafs play like every Saturday now except for the All-Star week now for like the rest of the season. Because of course, right? But yeah, no. So Leafs are in Columbus tomorrow to play the Blue Jackets, and then we'll play the Carolina Hurricanes at home. Which I'm actually so excited for that game now. I'm so excited. Not that I like wasn't before, but I'm like, oh, this is so great. Like, I can't wait. I'm gonna make it a whole thing. I'll have friends over. It's gonna be a thing. So if you are my friends who are listening to this, because
you're doing networking,
will be coming tomorrow. If you are my friends who are listening to this, because you guys now they found out about the podcast because my sister. So
getting that promo in.
Getting that free promo. Actually, I had someone today at the end of the day. One of my friends asked me when the next episode was coming out. I was like, well, we're recording today, so it'll be out tonight.
Hi, Emma's friends.
But yeah. So exciting on the horizon for the Leafs, but then that is the last game of 2023 for the Toronto Maple Leafs because they then don't play again until January 2nd, when they start everyone's favorite West Coast road trip.
I'm just not gonna be able to watch these games.
Well, okay, no, you'll be able to watch next Saturday's game because it's against it's at like 7 p.m. against San Jose. Against
I think it's like generally if a game starts after like 12:30 my time, I won't watch it because contrary to popular belief, I do actually need to sleep sometimes.
Despite the fact that it sometimes seems that Marcie is just living on the same time zone as I am.
Yeah, that is genuinely a thing that I am awake and asleep at basically the same time as you. Which is
so bad. Concerning. It's slightly concerning, but yeah, so that's all we were going to talk about the Leafs. I think we ended up talking about them for quite a while. But I'm looking at how much time we've been on but also anyways. What else sorry, I'm going through looking at, again, this is what happens when I don't have notes. Okay, Leo Carlsson, unfortunately, will be out 4 to 6 weeks after a grade 1 MCL tear that he suffered against the Calgary Flames on the 22nd. So that's really unfortunate for him. He was playing actually really, really well for the Ducks. It also is unfortunate for the Ducks as well because they just had Drysdale and Zegras return from injury, and now their young star, well, one of their many young stars, but they're one guy, they're 2023, second overall draft pick.
Like the current young guy.
Yeah, the current young guy on their team is out hurt as well. Really can't catch a break on that front. But honestly, it could be much worse from him. Like that's probably for the situation. That's like good news. But yeah, so it'll be 4 to 6 weeks for Carlsson. So
And as well, Jamie Drysdale's back. He scored.
He scored. Zegras is also back, scored at Michigan because he had to outdo Connor Bedard, who also scored at Michigan.
Yeah, not Trevor Zegras having beef with like an actual child.
With an 18-year-old. My favorite thing is like he's now like, this is the second time. There's been 2 different occasions since he's come back from injury in which he's been photographed in his suit walk-in pictures holding a purple hydro flask tumbler. Like the true TikTok girly that he is now. He's got like the octo grip thing on the back of his phone. Oh, he's got his little tumbler cup.
Dixie, what have you done to this man?
Dixie D'Amelio was turning Trevor Zegras into a TikTok girly. The next thing we know, like he's gonna, I don't know, be into like he's gonna start doing like TikTok dances.
Oh god. Or he's gonna just start like Zegras hoodies.
Zegras hoodies.
We'll go for, like,
who knows? But yeah, so that's that update on the Ducks, because I feel like there's like certain teams that we just like don't talk about. I realize we don't really talk about the Habs a lot, but also I feel like there's no
surprise.
Apologies to the Montreal Canadiens and their fans. There's not a lot going on over there. Now I think also as well, officially announced today, Ethan Bear signs his contract with the Washington Capitals. He signed a 2-year, $4.125 million contract. So his contract will carry an average annual salary of $2.0625 million. Love the exact here.
It's like really, we can't just round it off.
That .0625 really, really important to the annual cap hit of the Washington Capitals. As well to see, like, for those who are wondering about how it will line up in terms of lines for the Capitals as well. He in practice today in Long Island before they take on the Islanders tomorrow. He was on a line with Rasmus Sandin. So big fan of that line.
Big day for us.
Big day for us. Big fan of the Rasmus Sandin, Ethan Bear defense line, as well as also there was some changes to the forward lines as well. Strome off of the top line with McMichael taking his place, centering Ovechkin and Tom Wilson. I feel like that's something we haven't seen.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I sent it directly to you. It's not in the. Yeah, that's where we had that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because that's what I'm like trying to think now of like Washington Capitals lines, because I was actually looking at them the other day because I couldn't remember for the life of me who was on the right wing for the Caps on that top line with Ovechkin and Dylan Strome. Like literally could not remember for the life of me, and I was about to say like TJ Oshie or something. Then I realized it's Tom Wilson.
Put Dylan Strome back on the top line.
He's been playing really well. I think
he's been playing well. He's been doing wonders for my fantasy team.
I know. Actually, my fantasy team's been. My fantasy team had a really good night last night. 36 points. 36 points.
Ooh, nice.
Shout out to Sean Dursey, who put up like a 6-point night or something ridiculous for me. It was insane.
Oh my god, it's just not letting. Typical.
Yeah, shout out to Sean Dursey, who 6 point. Yeah, 6. Oh, and then also Igor Shesterkin with the 7-point night in his 5-point win over Washington. Yeah. Also, I'm like so proud of myself because I had to bench a player, so I benched TJ Brody, and I was like second guessing it because last time I benched TJ Brody, he put up like 3 points, and I was like kind of pissed off about it. He had no points last night for me, so it's fine.
Yeah, I would like to shout out Charlie Coyle and Dawson Mercer for doing me an absolute solid at like 5.2 and 4.8.
Ooh, nice, yeah.
Good night for me.
Who did I have a good? Oh, also as well, Svechnikov had a good night for me as well as Zibanejad. But I feel like I can always like count on Zibanejad for some solid points.
Yeah, he's always up to something.
Okay, Cal sent just me a link, and I'm actually very nervous about it.
Oh, live reaction.
It's a Tumblr link. It's about Watcher, like I'm trying, yeah, like the Watcher, like Shane Madej and Ryan Bergara. That's what it's about. But yeah, talking about the Caps. But yeah, so I think it's good for, good to come back from injury for Ethan Bear, and good for him to get a contract. And I think, it's going to be really helpful for Washington. We'll see how that line goes tomorrow. If he does end up making his debut, we'll see. In some silly, goofy news, because actually not a lot has happened. No. Because
we were talking last night, and we were like, we need something.
We need Elliot Friedman to start tweeting.
They can get typing, bitch.
Because the league went on a holiday freeze, so there was no signings, that ended today. It ended today, but starting like the 23rd, there was no signings, no call-ups, no waivers, no nothing that could be made except for emergency circumstances, like if you need an emergency call-up, because there's still games getting played during that time. So hence why it's been kind of quiet on the news front. So we don't have a lot to talk about in terms of like actual like anything crazy breaking news. So I feel like that's why this podcast seems a little bit light on that side. So we don't have actually a lot to talk about, but I did want to also talk about oh my god, who was it that I want to look up? Oh yes, speaking of waivers, because the waiver wire is back open today.
Yes.
Today it was announced by Elliot Friedman. That's not what I want to open. Today it was announced by Elliot Friedman that who was it? Tyson Jost from the Buffalo Sabres. And who was Leafs legend Michael Hutchinson.
Leafs legend. Bring him home.
Leafs legend. Hey, Leafs, you want to solve your goals? Actually, no, Michael Hutchinson was not the solution to the Leafs goaltending when he was with the Leafs, and is not the solution for the Leafs goaltending now. That has not changed. But yeah, so Hutchinson and Tyson Jost have both been placed on waivers. I'm just pulling up Hutchinson is not a surprise. Detroit has a lot of goaltenders going on right now, and they've had some return from injury, so that's bar for news. If anything, it's Tyson Jost that I'm like looking up. Like that was a surprise. He's only 25. Tyson Jost plays for the Buffalo Sabres as a center. He's what, third line center for them? Fourth? You watch more Buffalo?
One of them.
It's up and down, eh?
I'm not gonna lie, I spend more time watching the Sabres and just thinking, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, so in 29 games, he only has 2 goals, 2 assists for 4 points. Not great.
No.
It's not his first time on waivers. Actually, his waivers is how he ended up in Buffalo, because he was claimed off waivers by Buffalo from Minnesota in 2022. I'm just trying to find his contract, sorry, because I don't know how much this man gets paid. Here we go, cap friendly.
Cap friendly.
He's a $2 million cap hit. So for his production, it's pretty ugly. But he is only 25, so he is young. And he was drafted 10th overall in the first round by the Avalanche. Look at how good I am at finding this up. I was really quick with that one in 2016. So that was good on me. I know where I have to go now for this sort of thing. So yeah, I think unsure at this point of season if anyone will actually claim him off waivers. I'd be surprised if they do, consider looking at his cap hit and his production. I think no one really is in that desperate of a need for a fourth line center making $2 million a year right now.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely a move to move him down to Rochester. For sure.
Which, sucks.
Sucks, but it might do him some good, for sure. Like this season is definitely
maybe being able to play for a team that doesn't mismanage the goalies 24/7. Maybe it'll do him some good.
Also, as well, like this is like definitely like he's had a couple of slower years for sure. Like I don't know if he's ever really lived up to his sort of 10th overall pick. Right?
Nah. Like, you can see, like, watching him, it's like you can see that he is very capable of being good. But I think a massive reason as to why he's not producing the points that you'd expect him to is literally just because the Sabres are falling apart.
Yeah, it's not going well in Buffalo right now.
Nope.
I think there's a lot of teams that are like that at the moment. Buffalo is just one of many. But on the other end of the standings, we do have a funny story to talk about. We have a couple. Now, this is where we're going to talk about some fun stuff. We're going to talk about the Minnesota Wild, and we're also going to talk about the Boston Bruins and some Christmas shenanigans in Boston. I don't know if you guys follow. I feel like everyone has seen it because it was all over my timeline on Twitter when it happened. Or if you follow either Jeremy Swayman or Jacob Lauko on Instagram, they ended up getting stuck in the elevator of Ryan Shattenkirk's apartment building and had to get rescued by Boston firefighters. Which is not the first time some Bruins players have gotten stuck in a teammate's elevator. It has happened before, but I do think it was hilarious. They're stuck in there.
It was the way that they were just kind of like sat there, just like, right. What do we do now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But luckily they were freed. It would be really unfortunate. I do think it's so stuck. It's an unfortunate way to, but it was really funny. It did, make for some holiday giggles.
Yes.
As well. For sure. But yeah. Also in terms of the Minnesota Wild as well, I don't know if you guys have been following it, but Brandon Duhaime made a jab at Marc-Andre Fleury in an interview, calling him as a joke, joking that he's 50 years old when he's in fact not. Just commenting on the fact that he's a league veteran, I think. I'm not even going to question if we could give him that title. We can give Marc-Andre Fleury the title of league veteran. But yeah, and in retaliation, Marc-Andre Fleury, forever the prankster, right? Forever the prankster, hid Brendan Duhaime's clothes from him, in which he then had to walk out of the game in the ugliest coat I've ever seen in my entire life and blue dress pants.
It's just brilliant.
It's the ugliest. I'm sorry. Apology. If that is actually Duhaime's own jacket that he does own and not something that Fleury bought for him. Apologies, but that's the ugliest.
It was not a good choice. If it does belong to him.
I wasn't a fan of it. It was ugly.
I'm trying to find a picture of it.
I'm also trying to find a picture of it. Don't worry, we're doing the same scroll. But yeah, so anyways, and then today, it was shown that Marc-Andre Fleury also stole Duhaime's shoes, and Brendan Duhaime was seen walking into the arena in these fuzzy.
The only way to describe them is something that Trevor Zegras would unironically wear.
Something. No, or something that Mitch Marner would unironically wear.
Oh, don't even get me.
His suit last night. I showed it to my sister. She made an audible like barfing noise.
No,
but yeah,
my mum was like in my room when I got the notification that they'd posted. So I was like, "Oh, come look at the suit pictures with me, mum." And it was, first of all, it was really funny just getting her like opinions on what they were wearing because she doesn't have a clue who any of them are. So then she's not a fan of the beanies. She's really not. No.
I can appreciate a solid toque. I am a toque enjoyer myself. So
she was like, she liked. She did look at Mitch Marner and just go, "What is that?" And I don't know whether she was referring to outfit or him as a whole.
Both are appropriate.
Yeah, either way, it's a very valid response. But then the one really real thing she said, because I started scrolling through like oldest pictures to like, because it was really funny. I was like, I want to know what you think of these. She saw 2 pictures of Matthew Nyes, and both times went, he looks like he should model. And I'm like, I'm so glad you appreciate him like I do. Because I agree. I also think Matthew Nyes should model.
I think he should too. I mean, he sort of already does it for Warward. I don't even know how you say that. That's too many R's and W's in the same word. But I also think like circle back to Brendan Duhaime's furry boots. He's rocking them. He's owning them. And I also did read that he said that he has a plan for them.
Oh God, I'm
don't
terrified.
know what that possibly mean, but I think, I hope Brendan Duhaime has realized what he has awoken in Marc-Andre Fleury. He has poked the bear.
He has awoken a monster.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Marc-Andre, like
a nightmare.
To circle also as well, Marc-Andre Fleury at practice today was taking shots with a cane with flowers on it that apparently was not given to him by Duhaime as like a prank or a joke or whatever. It was actually something that was a Secret Santa gift this morning, Fleury says. Duhaime won't say if he drew Fleury, but says it's a good one.
Oh.
I would love to know who got who in the Minnesota Wild Secret Santa, though.
Who got Brock Faber and what did they get him?
Glasses cleaner. I'm sorry, Brock. I also wear glasses, so.
I found my glasses.
You found your glasses.
Finally, after not knowing where they went for about a year.
Now you can see.
I finally found them. And it turns out not everything should have a really fuzzy outline.
No, really, that's not actually how you're supposed to be able to see.
Yeah, which I didn't actually realize like how bad it was until I actually put them on and I was like, why is everything so crisp? Why is it all so clear? And it's almost like I got these to be able to see properly.
Yeah, I do need to get new glasses. I also believe I need to get a new prescription. I've noticed I've been wearing my contacts for the first time in a pretty long while because I'm skiing, which is usually the only time I ever wear my contacts. And I'm starting to realize faces are not as clear as they should be with them on. I can still see, but it's a thing where I'm like, I kind of need a new prescription. I also need new glasses as well because there's a giant scratch on the lens of these ones. So I don't know. Maybe I will maybe I'll go for the Brock Faber glasses. Who knows?
Do it.
I would. This is something I would do though. Right? They are really I did like the color of the green ones. There's this green color that I really, really liked. So maybe I will go for it. Who knows? But as yeah.
Everyone should have the Brock Faber glasses.
Absolutely, everyone should have the Brock Faber glasses. I believe also that's all we wanted to really cover.
Yeah, I
did want to talk. I'm looking at how much time we have left. I did have down on our list talking about the Minnesota Wild front office and how much of a mess it is, but I feel like that's something I can say for another episode because that situation isn't going anywhere. And I feel like I can actually get into it and, talk about it a little bit more because we don't have that much time left.
Yeah.
We don't want to make this episode too long because we did give you guys some pretty long ones before the Christmas break. But yeah, so this a little bit of housekeeping on the back end as well. We will probably again, the next episode won't be out on Monday. It'll be out on Tuesday, but you'll still get an episode. It's just New Year's Day. And again, like I said, Simon's coming. So
Simon.
We're not gonna record on the first. We'll record on the second, but then it'll be then pretty much back to your normal schedule of of episodes then going in through the month of January. So yeah. I think that's all we have to say. I don't know what else there is.
I've got nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, I feel like as a Christmas treat, I'm just not gonna talk about the Sabres goalie situation.
Because
we've not had much to talk about, and it's basically the same stuff.
It's a story that doesn't really change, but it's a story that's always there to talk about. We can always rehash opinions we've had since day one of the show.
It's like maybe if I say it enough,
something will get through.
They will listen to me, or my voice will come to them in a dream, and they'll be like, oh my god, this 20-year-old British girl knows exactly what we need to do.
We should listen to her.
I will revolutionize the Buffalo Sabres from all the way over in Manchester.
Hey, hey, Buffalo Sabres front office. I'm trying to hit Marcie up. Hey, who's stop. I don't need Don Granato. I need who's their GM. Hey, Kevin Adams.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin. Hit up Marcie and maybe hire her to work in your front office. I think.
Oh my god, please hire me. I need money. So.
Marcie needs a job. But yeah, that's all from us for today. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you guys all had a lovely, lovely Christmas. And again, also Happy New Year, because we won't talk to you guys until the new year, until it's 2024. So enjoy the back-to-back Leafs games we got going on tomorrow and then on Saturday. And enjoy the new year. Have a safe and happy new year. Take care of yourselves. Make some New Year's resolutions. I just thought of a segment for your next episode. So in saying that, but thank you for listening to From the Fourth Line. You can find the show anywhere you get your podcasts. You can also follow the show on Twitter at From the Fourth Line. You can follow both me and Marcie on Twitter at Pairby1 at 60 Leafs, respectively. Thank you. See you guys next time.
Bye. Bye-bye.